Your friend Toby here, and over the next few minutes I'm going to expose to you the 7 untold truths about how you can generate $9,768 a month using nothing but webinars. Warning: what you're about to learn has been proven to cause massive spikes in happiness. Why is that? Because you got money coming into your bank account from utilizing webinars. You're here because you were searching around on the internet about webinars, or maybe you were on our list and we emailed about it. But either way, you're here because you're interested to know and learn how you can utilize webinars to make money and more money in your business. Over the past 6 years or so, Layla and I have been doing online marketing and internet network marketing. We have built many businesses in many different industries to 6- and 7-figure realm utilizing nothing but webinars, videos and webinars. So over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how we've done this, why we've done this, and how having live and recorded webinars running in your business right now is absolutely essential. Now, before we begin, let me just tell you right now a fact. Now, if you didn't know this, then you're gonna, you learn something right away. The fastest way for you as a business owner who markets on the internet to get a person who clicks on your link from one of those, like a search engine or YouTube or Facebook, the fastest way for you to get that person to click your link, who opts into your lists, now you should have a list, and the person to make a sale, to get them to buy something, the fastest, most direct way is utilizing webinars. It's been proven time and time again over every industry you can think of. The highest converting offers, the quickest way and the highest converting to get someone from clicking your link to sale is by utilizing webinars. Now that you know that, what are you going to do with it? Well, let's jump in to these 7 untold truths. Number 1, you are the expert. When you come online, let's just think about this for a second. When you come online as a user, so you come on not with your marketing hat on, you're not looking to create a product or a concept or create some content, you're just coming on the internet to be a user of the internet. 9 times out of 10, if it's not to go on Facebook, it's to find out information about a certain subject, whether it be cooking, whether it be how to learn guitar, whether it be how to lose weight, whether it be what's the capital city in Texas. I don't know why that just came up, but you come to the internet to find out specific knowledge on a certain subject. When you find the answer to that question, no matter where it comes from, even on a subconscious level, you immediately see that website or that person as an authority. You see that person as someone that you can trust for knowledge. Now, on a conscious and a subconscious level, you have a different relationship to that person or source, i.e., you've just turned that person that clicked on the link to come and check out that information about what you're talking about. You've now, in their eyes, turned into an expert. So when you deliver the information on to the end user in a webinar, rather than just a sale or just a page with copy on it, you have now become this trusted advisor. You've become this trusted resource, whatever it is that you're talking about with that person. And at the end of the day, the number one reason we buy things as human beings is because we see it benefiting our life. We buy cars, we buy workout machines, we buy all kinds of different things because we see it, maybe not directly but indirectly, benefiting our life. So by you delivering your message on a webinar, you go from instantly from being the unknown person online to a trusted, almost like Wikipedia trust-like relationship with the end user. So when that person, when your end user thinks about you, they think about the expert. When your end user thinks about something to do with how to cook or whatever it is that you're talking about, you are the expert that they think of. Why do you think over the past 5 years we have seen hundreds of people make millions from YouTube? Because they've become the trusted advisor to so many people just by having videos posted up there teaching people how to do things. incredibly powerful when you know how to utilize it right. Number two is you add massive value to your brand. Think of brands like Apple, think of brands like Zappos, think of brands like even Man United Football Club, think of brands like Nike, like Adidas. They're all about the brand. They're all about building goodwill within the brand. So even like they spend millions upon millions on advertising a month, not to necessarily generate a sale directly. They spend it to build brand awareness. So when a person thinks about buying a running shoe, when a person thinks about buying a computer, when a person thinks about buying something online, they go to Amazon. They go to these different companies because this company has been pumping millions of money worth of advertising, so their brand awareness is so strong. Now, for the average business owner like you and I, we can't go out and spend millions of dollars on billboards and TV campaigns a month. Maybe you can, maybe you can, but the majority of us can't. So what do? We tap into something called direct response marketing. So there's two types of marketing. There's obviously brand awareness, which you see on billboards and commercials, where it's not really directing someone to a specific objective. It's just putting their brand out there. And then direct response is where you create an ad, which is getting someone to take action on that ad right now, whether it be opt in, whether it be to buy something, whatever it is, you're giving them a direct response right away. So as direct response marketers, which we all should be as small business owners on the internet, when you deliver your content through webinars, you're tapping into something called celebrity status. You're tapping into something subconsciously within your end user, to which the same thing that appeals to them when they see giant commercials and billboards all the time about brand awareness for these major companies, you're arousing the same interest and same subconscious trigger utilizing celebrity status when you're utilizing your when you're sharing your message on webinars. Now this is in any industry. It does not matter what industry you're in. Why? Because at the end of the day, money comes from human beings, and human beings buy for the same 6 or so reasons. Number 3, educate, entertain, and inspire. If you've been following Layla and I for any amount of time, you know we're always talking about educating, entertaining, and inspiring your viewer. No matter if it's an email, no matter if it's a video, no matter if it's a web page, doesn't matter what it is, or your webinar, you must be educating, entertaining, and inspiring. If you think of the best, most captivating leaders or celebrities or public speakers of our time, of our generation, they do these 3 things all the time in everything that they do. Why? Because they understand human nature. When you do this in your video or your webinar, you will immediately stand out from the crowd. Guys, it's not that hard to make money on the internet, to make a lifestyle or create a lifestyle from the internet, because 97% of people doing it out there are doing it wrong. And there's not that many people, considering the population of the planet, who are online trying to make it happen. The norm is to be normal, work 9 to 5 and suffer and struggle, right? That's the norm. So when you stand out and do something different, people immediately take notice of that. By doing these 3 things, you get people excited about what you're talking about, and they keep coming back for more because you're delivering your content, you're delivering your sales message in a way that your target audience enjoys. Why do you think TV is so freaking popular in movies? Because people are entertained, sometimes get inspired by the movie, and sometimes get educated. But if you got the entertainment thing down, people will come back and come back and come back. But what we're talking about right now is having someone see you as a trusted advisor, have someone see you as the expert in that field. And how you do that is by educating, entertaining, and inspiring. When someone comes to your webinar and they feel this, they feel the excitement, they get entertained because you're charismatic, because you're confident in what you're speaking about, you're educating them and you're inspiring them because you're talking to them in a certain way, you're developing a conversation with them in a certain way, they buy into your excitement and they remember more about you and your brand than they would if you were just someone reciting a script or going through the bullet points about your company or your product or what it is you have to offer. Number 4, you cover all learning styles. And this is getting a little bit into NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. Basically, at the end of the day, it's how our mind works. It's how people, you and I, think and do things. So there's 3 main learning styles. The first one is auditory, second one is visual, and the third one is kinesthetic. Obviously, number 1 is pretty self-explanatory. This bracket of individual learns things by listening. So they could sit down and listen to an audio book, they could sit down and listen to an audio training or courses, and they would get it. It would gel with their personality and how they do things, and they would go out and take action on it. The second one is a visual learner, obviously, again, self-explanatory. This is someone that needs to see things through a video, or i.e. through a webinar. And then the third one is kinesthetic learners. This is someone that has to do things or learn things by doing it, by implementing it. The best way to cover all 3 of these learning styles is on your webinar, because just like you are witnessing right now, you are listening. So you're auditory learning because I'm speaking, you're listening. You're visually being stimulated because you're watching what's going on the screen. And then kinesthetically, if I was to ask you inside of my webinar to do something like what we'll do, a quick tip we'll do inside our webinar before we even get started on a webinar, we'll bring, let's say everybody's sitting here on our webinar page, our webinar jam page, and then before we get started, we say, okay, everybody come over to our Facebook page, and I want to get 100 likes or 100 comments or 100 shares or whatever on this post, or ask a question on this post. Let's do that now before we even get started. Or throughout the webinar, we'll ask questions or ask for feedback or get people to do something on a different site, because now I'm getting them to do something while they're learning so they feel involved in what you're doing. Number 5, you create lasting impression. This is again something that Apple, Amazon, and all those brands do. They create lasting impression. So even if it's not time to buy right now, it will be time to buy with you because you created a lasting impression. So let's imagine for a second you're marketing the exact same product. Let's say, for all theory's sake, you have a widget. And this widget's for a WordPress blog, right? And you are company A. And company B has the exact same widget, same color, same manufacturer, same absolutely freaking everything, same bullet points on how to sell it, right? But you, being the smart marketer of which you are marketing on your web page a free webinar on how to use the widget, that someone can come in, opt in, and watch that, and that's your sales process. Company B strictly just has their content on a web page telling you exactly everything the widget does. Who's going to make more sales? Will it be A or will it be B? Well, obviously A, you are going to make more sales because you're using webinar. And when you're tapping into your prospect's way of learning, either auditory, visual, or kinesthetic, they're going to understand and get connected more with your widget. Even though this widget is the same, they're gonna like yours better. You wanna know something even more powerful? Even if this widget was selling for $47 and your identical widget was selling for $97, you're gonna make more sales because you're utilizing webinars over company B that isn't. Oh, that gets me excited. Number 6, you can create instant urgency. One of the main buying triggers, now as a marketer, I advise you to go out there and learn the main buying triggers for human nature, because guess what? If you know why someone buys, then you can market your product in that way so they do buy. But one of the main reasons humans buy is through fear of loss. If something is going out of stock, that's why you'll see companies, even when they're not going out of business, doing a blowout fire sale, or doing a last of the season sale. Or you'll notice this around Christmas time, that the people will start rushing to stores because only a certain amount of numbers of items are going to be left. Or left on the shelf, so they have to go and get them. See, if we feel like we're never going to see this widget that we want to buy at this price again, that's why one-time offers, you know, you'll see that when you go to buy something, you've purchased it from whatever website, you come over and before you get access to your product, there's another product you can buy, but it's normally $997, but today you get it for $297, and this is only for the next 5 minutes, and then it's going to go. We are pressured into buying that because we're tapping into our sense of urgency. So on our webinar, you can, let's say on your webinar, you're offering up a coaching program and there's only 10 spots available. On the webinar, when you're directing people to the buy link, you can tell them, oh, only 9 spots left, oh, only 8 spots left, oh, only 4 spots left. This is, and you can do this and obviously be authentic and be genuine. Don't just make this stuff up, but you can do this so it's pulling on those urgency triggers that person's thinking, oh man, I do not want to miss out on this deal. I've got to take action on it right this second. Number 7, you have an army of salesmen or saleswomen. After you've done your webinar, make sure that you've recorded it. Now, we've done this time and time again. You do a webinar for 30 minutes or 60 minutes or 2 hours. It's the most mind-blowing, incredible information. You got everybody on the webinar so excited and jacked up about what you're doing, and lo and behold, you haven't pressed the bloody record button. Actually, let me just check to make sure I've actually pressed the record button on this video. Yes, we have. See, you just never know. You always forget. And then you don't have it recorded. But when you have that powerful webinar recorded, now you have a sales video. Now you have an interactive, entertaining, and inspiring sales video you can upload to YouTube or whatever company you use to create use video hosting, and you now have a salesperson who never takes a day off, never calls in sick, and never lets you down. Think about that. Think about if you shot a video or you did a webinar every day. And it doesn't have to be long, it could be a 15-minute webinar. You did one every day for the next 10 days. At the end of that 10 days, you would have 10 salespeople out there in the marketplace that your viewer can find 24/7 to learn about your product, to buy from your product. So imagine you kept doing that for a year, over a year. You would have hundreds, maybe even thousands of automated sales process webinars / videos out there selling your company, your brand, your product, all on autopilot. So the leverage for webinars is absolutely endless. So that wraps up our 7 untold truths. If you want to take a look at the most powerful webinar software, the tool that we found that's the most cost effective, because let's be honest here, if you want to use webinars, GoToMeeting is $500 a month and you only get 1,000 people that can come on, where we found something that's less than $40 a month and it's basically unlimited people you can come on, and there's a ton of other awesome features with Webinar Jam. So if you want to take a look at it right now, it's a tool that we use every day in our business. Go to workwithtobyandlayla.com/webinar jam, or just click the link in the description here on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you're seeing this, and you'll get your hands on this incredible software. It's pretty pimp. Have an amazing day. We love you guys. We'll see you soon. Take care.